So I have my spacer washer set up here and they're pushing back off the case a little bit. So I'm gonna grind these down and have them fit better here. The ones on this side are gonna clear just fine. So we're bolted up tight here, and we have the necessary washers here, 3 on the right side, 2 on the left side to line up the sprocket with the chain. The engine is mounted. Got a brake lever I ordered as a spare for the KDX. I guess I'm not gonna have a spare anymore. Woo! Hey! So something has let go in the kickstart mechanism. I'll have to address this, but I need this cover off anyway to adjust the clutch, so it's not really a big deal. I did find, however, that if I slap it, it engages, and now I can roll the motor over. So, although it doesn't work slowly, I can make it work. Until I sort it out, that is. I don't really have anything on here all that well, so we can just take everything off. And we're gonna get rid of all the old electrical system. Here's the whole KX125 wiring harness removed from the bike. I have the full harness out of a blaster with a CDI, a voltage regulator, all that stuff. I even have this clip for the handlebar to turn the lights on and off. I don't know if I'll be using that. I also have a brand new coil for a blaster and a brand new CDI for a blaster, which I may not need, but I didn't know I was going to be getting this. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully that gets some kind of contact. There's that. Okay, coming out of the case, we have this loom. There was only 2 bullet connectors still on. The other wires were cut off here. So I took the 2 and hooked them up. There's a darker wire on the bottom I hooked to a darker wire, and there's a lighter wire that I hooked to the lighter wire. I don't know if it's right, but I don't know if it really matters when you're talking AC voltage coming out of a stator. So let's see if we get spark. So I decided to try the new coil. Here it is, feeding. I don't have a spark plug end yet, but that's going to be my ground area.
Is this gonna be your bloopers?
Little Miss Engine over here. She's in 5th gear turning it over. All right, can you please spin the engine and maybe just stop it when I say stop? So there it is sparking. And here's my kill switch. As you can see, when I make contact, it kills spark.
I'm still
What?
in full. You do it.
You guys see what's going on here. All right, we got a little cleaned up here. Spark plug's got a spark plug cap that I probably need to replace. Goes up to the coil. The coil's hooked up to the CDI that I have mounted here. And I have a kill switch hooked up here on the handlebar. Fully functional system now. So I think I want to try to see if I can get this thing to burp. I've stuck the carburetor on without a throttle cable just to limit it from revving to the moon. So let's see what this thing does. Just to make sure it's lubricated, I give it a little shot of lube in there. Spin it over. I'm gonna clean all this up because I don't want it to catch on fire. Just in case. Something flammable. Back to the rag. Don't want flammable stuff everywhere. Let's see if it'll burp. There's a burp. I would like to address some of the comments I'm seeing online about this build. A lot of people are saying blasters are slow, and I just want to take this time to acknowledge, yes, they are slow. I do realize that this engine makes half the horsepower of the KX125. I realize it would lose badly in a drag race to a KX125, but that's not really what I'm building this for. I'm building this for the tight woods, creeping and crawling around, a lot of clutch work. This engine has a heavy flywheel, and it's meant to drag around an ATV that weighs over 100 pounds more than this setup. I think it's going to be good for what I want to do. When it comes to racing, I'll probably only race it in an enduro. You know what? Not even that. I'll go run it in a hare scramble. I don't care that I'll lose on the straightaways. It should be a really nimble little machine, and I think it'll be really good in the woods. Not only that, but when you fall a lot in the technical stuff, getting over logs and rocks and things like that, I don't have any radiators to crush. It's probably going to be pretty hard to overheat this motor. There's no power valve. I mean, it's just painfully simple, and I think it will serve me well in getting through technical stuff, not only in being a nimble bike, but also in being able to survive the torture I put it through with my lack of capabilities when I'm trying to climb over things. So yeah, that's what I'm building this bike for. It's not to go out and drag race down the street, and I just wanted to acknowledge everybody that was saying that's a super slow motor, it's not worth your time. I know that. I know what this motor is, and this bike came without a motor. It is inevitably faster than that. And also, I had the motor. What do you want me to do with it? Put it in a less capable frame? Put it in some DR 125, terrible suspension, terrible brake frame, just so that I can justify this motor with less horsepower? It doesn't make any sense to me. I want to be on good suspension. I want good brakes. I want a good chassis. I just don't need a bike that can do 70 miles an hour. And if this thing only does 50 miles an hour and it's hard to stall, great, perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for.